Hello and welcome. My name is TyrionLanstr. Today I want to review the Night King invasion event. I'm not really sure if it's ever going to come back to us, but I just wanted to take a second to talk about it because I really enjoyed this event. Now, unfortunately, the event doesn't appear to have its icon anymore, but you can find this little kind of castle looking thing right next to your King's Landing. I believe that is true of every kingdom. I know it was true for ours. So what happens when you click on it? Well, first we get this review of kind of the top 3 accounts and how they did in terms of killing the most White Walkers, generals, and what have you. They have the total number of victories they had. They have the total number of White Walkers they killed. They only have those top 3. There's no rankings beyond that, but I just think it's kind of a cool little fun thing to see those tops. You also can look at some of the stats that we have of how many White Walkers we were killing versus our troops that we lost. This is kind of a further breakdown based on each individual war. They kind of did it in phases as the White Walkers were moving further and further down south. And then, last but not least, this is my favorite bit. They have this K69, which is the kingdom we're in right now, the Kingdom Chroniclers. Now, I want to be clear, these are not written by any of the chroniclers in this kingdom. I believe I'm the only one at the moment, and I did not write these, but I thought I would read them to you guys anyway, because I think that they're just kind of wonderful. So, first up, we have the Reaper's Tale, and the first chapter is titled The Tale of Diver. Very fitting, by the way. Since the beginning of the Allied forces' defense against the White Walkers' invasion into Westeros, Diver has already displayed his wealth of strategies and capability to rule, awing and catching the attention of many others. They are a source of pride for the United Front alliance to which they belong. Others only know Diver to be extraordinarily daring and full of great plans and ambitions, and know not of his diligence in troop training, nor of his painstaking studies in strategies. After keeping a low profile for years, he made his name known throughout the kingdom after a battle against the White Walkers. And then they give us a date here. Diver stepped forward after ample preparations and having no fear for the long night, engaged in battle with General 22, annihilating 3,874,160 White Walker troops in one fell swoop. Wherever his sword points, enemies tremble in fear. Several years of hard work culminated in the victory of one battle which made his name known in all Westeros. I just want to pause. I just thought this was so funny when I read it because there was so much actual kind of truth to it of just kind of no one really knew who Diver was. And then one day we went and did CCS and won, and kind of immediately everyone was like, oh, I guess we got to pay attention to this account. So, obviously not really having to do with the White Walkers, but just kind of funny anecdote. All right, so the next chapter. The Tale of Tyrannic. Tyrannic is known in Westeros as, quote, Lord of Massacres. Rumor has it that only fresh blood can kindle his will to fight. He is wily and keen on slaughter in battlefields, leaving his enemies terror-stricken. In order to find like-minded companions, they joined the United Front. On this date, Tyrannic, to protect Westeros, engaged in battle with General 10, annihilating 3,324,870 White Walker troops in one fell swoop. The Lord of Massacres alone stood composed on the battlefield. Strong troops and sharp blades are all of assistance, and playing one's card rights can crush the enemy. So that's it for this chapter. The others are similarly hilarious. Here, we'll look at another one. I think this is also another Legend of Diver and Legend of Tyrannic. We don't need to do them again. They've already gotten their moment. Here, we've got the Legend of No Tanks. I've always thought that's how you pronounce that name. Winter has descended and the white wind is blowing, leaving broken through the wall. The White Walkers are marching south, straight for Westeros. Westeros' hinterlands. To defend the homeland, no tanks resolutely joined the front line with their allies in the United Front, fighting against the wind and, despite the cold, slaying countless White Walkers with his sword and swearing to live and die with Westeros. However, the situation on the battlefield changes rapidly, and even the slightest carelessness spells the annihilation of troops. On this date, in No Tanks and General Ten's battle could only be described as tragic. Though the warriors were fearless, they were no match against the overwhelming White Walker forces. Into an eternal slumber there, and No Tank's army was almost annihilated. However, no hero would yield due to such a thing. Those who could still fight held on to their weapons and looked resolutely to their enemies surging forth. The living do not submit to the long night. The dead will eventually rest in peace. This last one, this is like the whole Chronicler's notes thing where it just gives like kind of a day-to-day breakdown basically of what happened. It's a lot longer, so I'm not going to go all the way through it, but I just think these are kind of funny and so cute. I've honestly loved this event. I think this is just a cute kind of way to wrap it up. I really think that they did a great job with this invasion event. I think that the rewards probably could have been a little bit better for participating in it, but I do think that the daily kind of giving us basically 8 badge chests was really cool. I really liked that. I did it every day. So I think that the daily rewards were good. Overall rewards probably could have been improved a little bit, but they still were giving out a new castle skin and castle marching animation, and for the most part pretty much for free. There wasn't a huge cost to troops, so I think that it's kind of a give and take, but overall I really enjoyed the event. I think it was just beautiful, fun to look at, lots of fun little aspects of it were included. The castle skins looked great. I loved giving us these relevant characters from the show and the books that we could kind of see and interact with. I wish that there was a little more we could have done with them. I wish they could have led rallies that we could join, or that they would get tower defenses that we could join their defenses. Things like that I think could have been fun, but it's cool that they were there. The last thing I'll quickly just show is this global roster. It basically has the same thing as I showed over here, but for the whole, all of the game. And basically my takeaway is that KAC clearly went really, really hard and kind of destroyed. I mean, they had 4,000 victories on Peacetown, 2,000 on Die Hard, and 2,000 on Clarasma. I just don't know how they did that many rallies in that much time, but hey, good on them. And then you can see, the details about kind of the whole everywhere. But I think it's more meaningful to look at your own. Anyway, hope this was kind of fun and helpful. Again, loved this event. I hope one day they bring it back. But for those that haven't gotten a chance to look at this or had no idea what it was, hopefully now you know. And until next time, my name is TyrionLanstr. I'll see you then.